Hello there and welcome. Today I'm going to demonstrate for you a game that I coded with the Unity game engine. It's a top-down shooter game where you defend yourself against monsters with varying levels of health. So I'm really excited to get down into this and show you. First, I'll do a demo of the game and you can see for yourself what it's like. So when I start up the game, as you can see, it shows our score and our high score as well as our health bar on the bottom right. Our game mode is easy, as you can see on the bottom left. And these are very easy. It's one shot to kill these little spider guys, and the score goes up as I shoot them. So if I press Q on the bottom, you see it turns into hard mode. Now the bullets are coded to follow the mouse, and I will aim towards that direction. And all of the enemies will move towards me. As you can see, they have a health bar. These ones take 3 shots to kill, so they're a little bit more difficult. If I get touched by an enemy, for example, like this, oh, I'm down to like red health. I only have 3 health, just like these guys. And if I get touched again, oh, game over, right? The high score is 68. If I beat that high score, it will update to match that. So just to demonstrate again, I showed off easy and hard mode. Let me show you expert mode, the third and final game mode in this. So right off the bat, I'll go hard expert, as you can see on the bottom left. And we'll get a couple of these guys will be easy. And these are the expert level. These guys take 5 shots to kill. And you can see their health bars go down as I shoot them. And this is just, they just stack up. Really hard to beat. So the point of this game is to go as long as you can without dying and see how high you can get your score. It was really exciting coding this game with Unity, and I'd love to walk you through some of the code I wrote. Now, the code files for this, there are 12 separate classes that I've written for this. So I'd love to go in depth on each one, but I will just go in general what they do. And if you'd like, I can leave the link for the documentation, and you can see exactly what each class does and how it relates to each object in the game. So the first, I'm going to go over the player classes. We have player movement. In player movement, we take mouse input for the location of where it aims, and we calculate where it aims. And we also take WASD input as to whether you go up, down, left, or right. So this is geared towards the keyboard. We use that information on fixed update. So after everything is done, every frame, it will move in whatever direction you do, and it will angle you in whatever direction the mouse is facing. Next, we have player shooting. This class will shoot a bullet prefab, meaning an instance of a bullet sprite object that has been created but hasn't been placed in the game yet. Every time you click or get button down fire 1, it will shoot a bullet, and it uses your current direction to move the bullet in that direction at the given velocity. Right now, bullet force is at 20F. If you make it higher, it will go faster, etc. Next, player health keeps track of player health, and it displays it in the bottom right health bar. It starts out by setting the current health to the max health, obviously. And every time it touches anything with the tag enemy, which is one of those 3 enemies, it will take damage, or it will take 1 of the 3 health, and it will update the health bar to display accordingly. Next, we have enemy movement. The enemy movement is quite cool. It takes the location of player.position, and it subtracts the enemy's position to find the vector in that direction. And it uses that angle in degrees to not only angle it towards the character, but to move closer every frame. So it doesn't matter where you go, the enemies will follow you until they either die or they kill you. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Enemy health is the same almost as player health, and it has a max health says 3. However, for the other, for each one, it's set 1 for the easy guy, 3 for the middle, and 5 for the expert level enemies. So it has similar on collision enter 2D with a tag bullet. So the bullet prefab has that tag, and if it's touched by bullet, it will take damage, which subtracts 1 from the current health, just like person. Enemy health bar helps maintain the enemy bar underneath. What this does basically is it keeps the bar from rotating when the enemies rotate. I had that problem early on where the enemies would rotate and the health bar would track behind them because I placed it with the enemies facing up. However, with this, it will take the location of the enemy, go down a certain direction. It will go down and it will always place the health bar below them to make it even. Next, we have difficulty. This takes the input of the Q key on the keyboard to change to hard, expert, or easy difficulty. It will just cycle through. And the deploy enemy class uses the difficulty down here at the bottom to decide which enemy to deploy. And so it won't change enemies that have already been deployed, but all the new ones will deploy at the new difficulty. If it's 3 or expert, it will deploy enemy 3 or the expert level 5-shot monster that is impossible to beat. This will also use one of 10 spawn points that I've placed on here. They're actually in the trees around this clearing that you're in that I've also built using tiles in Unity. And it will spawn randomly from one of those 10 points. So you never know where they're going to come from, but they spawn continuously right now at 1 per second. Next we have health bar, which is just basic health bar. Everybody who uses a health bar uses this. It updates the health bar to not only be the right width, depending on how much health you have, but a gradient. I don't know if you noticed, but the widest health bar was green, and then it went down to yellow, and then red when you're almost done. The monsters were almost dead. I have score counter. It will keep the score and the high score. It takes them both as inputs, and it will take the current score, add 1 when the function is called, and then it will return the score back. And then also if the score is higher than high score, it will replace the high score as well. Finally, we have game over, which is the simplest class in this. It simply displays the text game over when you are done. And that also is in player movement. It is declared. Player health, it is declared. It will destroy self when you die, and it will display the text game over to display game over. I'd love to go more in depth with all of you about this code, but there is a lot of it. So I invite you to check out my GitHub repository. This will be linked with this video. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.